Earlier today, upon this recording, I did a live stream, and many of you saw it. It was in regards to hate speech. It is now missing. I made the executive decision to pull it, which is something I rarely ever do. For my own reasons, I decided it was best to pull the entire stream. Do not fear. I have taken the meats and potatoes, the important stuff, and it's right here on the other end of my official statement that I'm about to make is the guts of it, the meats and potatoes, probably all the good stuff that you want to see. But I have an official statement here in regards to MFW, and everyone that has an issue or has taken issue with my modding MFW or my cohorting with MFW, whatever it is, whatever your issue is with me modding, dealing, dancing, playing golf with MFW, giving her language and giving her past dealings with some of her language. So I'm just going to get right to it. I have an official statement right here. Right here. So no one can put words in my mouth. Here we go. All right. As many of you may know, earlier today, I made an entire live stream dedicated to my frustrations with what seems to be a community-wide acceptance of hate speech directed at people of color, people with mental disabilities, the LGBTQ community, as well as other communities designated as protected class. Throughout the course of this live stream, MFW was kind enough to come through and spend some time in my side chat. Given her status as a content creator, I extended the courtesy of modding her, just as I've done for some other content creators, so that they feel welcome and safe within my chat. After the chat had come to a close, it was brought to my attention via video clips that MFW had in the past used some of the very same language that I stand firmly against and have said as much in this live stream. I will say again, I do not condone bigotry. I do not aim to see bigoted friendships. I do not aim to seek out bigoted friendships. I have no tolerance in my life for bigoted outlooks. Having said that, MFW has a past. We all have a past. I cannot police MFW on who she was before knowing her. If I believe in growth and self-improvement, which I do, I choose to believe that based on all the interactions I've had with MFW, that she means me no harm or ill will in any way. I get no impression that she sees me as anything other than who I present myself to be. I will also say that MFW has gone so far as to welcome me into her fold, as well as to frequent my side chat while making me feel part of things when others refused, to include my own trans sisters. So there's my statement. And that's how I feel about that. Take that as you will. I don't think I could be any more clear on that. So, I stand by everything I said in my stream. MFW was a participant in my stream. I was talking to everyone in my stream, including MFW. I believe MFW got the message, just as anyone else does and did. I cannot believe for a moment that she would be in my chat participating if she was not receiving that message loud and clear. That's just the way I see it. So going forward, the way I see it, MFW and she has extended an olive branch for me. I have extended my hand back in return, right? So I believe we have a deal. I believe her and I have a meeting of the minds. I do not believe that on her end, she is going to be utilizing language like that anymore. I don't believe that she's going to be doing that. At least with the understanding that I'm going to be accepting of it. Because I will not be accepting of that. You know, that is what would make me a hypocrite. That's what would make the hypocrisy sing. You will never see me over there or anywhere sitting in someone's side chat while they're using that kind of language. You're not going to see that. So call me a hypocrite all you wish. That's when you can start producing your receipts, people, right? That's when you can start producing your receipts. Until then, you still are stuck with a very big problem. Try as you may, right? Try as you may to deflect. As I said in this video, point out the shit on someone else's shoe. You were still stuck, right? You were still stuck with the likes of Tumbleweed and all her supporters and all the people with the shit on your own shoe. You were still stuck in your situation with the stench in your own house. Point at me all you wish. Point at them, what about them, all the games you wish. It does not excise the cancer from your own house. Just doesn't work that way. So, enjoy the video. Enjoy today's live. Stacy Marie, hello, lover. Good to see you. Okay, I should get on with the get on. I should kind of get on with the get on here, y'all. Because some really ugly shit went down yesterday. How about that? As a lot of you know, some really ugly shit went down yesterday, didn't it? Right? Some shocking, bold, ugly shit went down yesterday. Y'all forgive me as I step away from the side chat for a moment. If you need to, talk amongst yourselves as I'm talking, as rude as that may be. Oh, I don't want to strip down naked for y'all. I gotta be careful. So, I was watching The Truth yesterday. Let's just recap. I know a lot of you saw my little mini video yesterday where my mouth was just gaping open, somewhat lost for words, which is a bit of a rarity for me. Because I was listening to The Truth yesterday, and all of a sudden, she was talking about Tumbleweed. Y'all know her as Steph. I know her as Tumbleweed because, you know, she just tumbles around like a tumbleweed. She's got the intelligence of a tumbleweed, right? She just bounces about life like a tumbleweed. Got all the brains in the world like a tumbleweed. What can you say, right? So there she is. Next thing you know, The Truth is playing Tumbleweed, a clip of Tumbleweed, right? And I'm like, Jesus God, this should be no fun at all, right? This should be 3 or 4 minutes of my life that I'm never going to get back. But whatever, you go, The Truth. Go ahead and play it. And all of a sudden, I hear Tumbleweed. I hear that voice. And she's talking to someone that I don't know who she's talking to. Have no idea, and it really doesn't matter who she's talking to. Somebody I don't follow. Some fella. And I'm hearing these words come out of her mouth. My ears are hearing it, right? I'm hearing the words that rhyme with maggot, right? And I'm just going to say it once. I'm hearing the word, right? I'm just hearing that, right? I'm hearing that word. My ear's hearing it, right? Just over, right? But my mind isn't really catching up with it. It's just happening, but my mind isn't really catching up. You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean when you're really not expecting something? You're not expecting something, but your ear is hearing one thing, but your mind is like, it's not, it's like, it hasn't put the brakes on yet to kind of put it in reverse and catch up. Because your mind is kind of ahead of the game. Well, that was what was happening to me. I was hearing these words, and my mind was still traveling ahead of the game because my mind had already judged Tumbleweed as nothing. Nothing was coming out of this woman's mouth that was going to be eventful, right? Nothing eventful was coming out of Tumbleweed's mouth. That much my mind knew. Nothing eventful was coming from Tumbleweed. And nothing ever came out of her mouth that was going to be eventful. Ever. And this was going to be no different. This occasion was going to be no different. And my ears also heard the word white power, right? Told this person after I heard her say, you're gonna face the wrath of Steph. Whatever the hell wrath that was. And then she went on to say, white power. And my whole ear thing and my whole mind thing was off kilter. My whole reality just kind of suspended itself and was off the axis, right? Everything I knew in the world to be true and is and factual was suddenly thrown upside down by Tumbleweed. Tumbleweed chipped my world off its axis. Can you imagine what that was like for me? The all-knowing Mallory Williams. The all-knowing. I know everything about almost everyone and everything. This was going to be of no importance. Whatever the truth was about to unveil to me as it pertains to Tumbleweed was to be of no importance to me. It was to be as valid and as exciting as a snail fart in an elevator, right? Oh, that's impressive, right? A snail just cut wind in an elevator. Oh my God, stop the presses. That's what it was going to be like for me, right? No offense, the truth, but I was not going to be impressed with what you were about to deliver. I had already made up my mind, okay? Because it was Tumbleweed. So given that, well, anyway, long story short, and apparently, which I did not hear, but apparently word on the street is, she also used the word retard, okay? Retard. So all of these words are blasting out of her mouth. You know, the F word, white power, retard, right? Now here's the situation. As it pertains to this particular gal, right? She's from the furry farm, y'all. She's one of the furries, right? She's one of the furries. Here's what I know the furries are known for. This is my experience with furries. They're all a bunch of bigots. They all have practiced bigotry on the regular. It wasn't just, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, not quite a month ago? There was a big stir. Do y'all remember the big stir Do I have to remind you about the big stir of where I was involved in this big stir, where I was accused of pulling the trans card, but I showed you all that it wasn't me who pulled the trans card at all. In fact, it was Shawn'a. Do y'all remember all that? You remember the furries persecuted me and had this big powwow over there, just dragging me by my teeth, right? You remember that? Because they were over there having at my expense, they were utilizing trans bashing as part of their repertoire. Remember that? And old Shawn'a started to take offense to it. I'm giving you a little crash course in memory because so many things happen here, right? So many things happen here. But you all remember this, right? Right? And Shawn'a was like, Shawna''s their girl, right? Shawn'a hangs out over there, all that stuff. And Shawn'a just had a hissy fit, stomped her feet. Remember all that? Well, these are her people. And remember I said to you, I said, listen, here's what's going to happen. Shawna''s going to stomp her feet, clap her hands, stomp her feet, throw a fit, and then she's going to go hang out with these bigots again. She'll be right over there hanging out with these bigots again. Remember I said that to you? Right? She'll be right over there hanging out with these bigots again. Right? Well, guess what? Cut to last night. She was right over there. These are her bigots. These are her bigot friends. You know who made another video? Guess who made another video of disappointment? Shawn'a. Guess who's disappointed again by her bigoted friends? Right? Guess who made another video again by her bigoted friends because she's disappointed? Once again, Shawn'a. Right? Guess who pulled the trans card once again? Wasn't me. Wasn't me. Shawn'a. See, you see the trend here? This is what I said last time, people. I've seen the dance over and over and over again with this crew of bigots. Right? With the Vinnie G's of the world. Right? With the furry communities and that whole gaggle of bigots. Right? A bigot is a bigot is a bigot. I don't need, you know what? I don't believe that this whole saying, when somebody shows you who they are, believe them. See, my motto is, when a bigot shows you who they are, disown them bitches. When a bigot shows you who they are, you walk away. It has nothing to do with believe them. You don't got to believe them. When a bigot shows you who they are, you leave the party. You walk away. That's my motto, right? You don't sit down and say, listen to their bullshit and say, you know, well, I accept your apology for being a bigot. Now let's go do lunch. All is forgiven. And then you do the same dance again, and again, and again. How many times can you sit there and make a disappointed video? I'm so disappointed. Jesus, I'm just so disappointed. Again and again. You know what gets me about these people that are so disappointed over and over again with their bigoted friends? Here's the thing. They're so disappointed with their bigoted friends, right? And surprised every time. But that's who they want to run with. That's who they make excuses to run with. That's their girls, that's the boys. That's the ones they're gonna high five with. That's the ones they're gonna make excuses for. That's the ones they're gonna toe the line for. Those are the ones they're gonna be seen in their side chat, right? Guess who they're not gonna run with? Guess who they're not gonna run with? Me. Isn't that something? Guess who they're not gonna run with? Me. Think about that. Think about that. Isn't that something? I mean, I got to sit on that one. I've had to sit on that one so many times over the years. When I see these people with the bigots, time and time and time again, making excuses to run with these bigots. You know, regardless of their behavior, regardless with the things they do to people, or, you know, but with me, they draw the line. Every time. Right? Every single time. What I do is just so egregious and unacceptable. Isn't that something? Think about that. Is that not the biggest crock of shit? Right? And that's what makes this so comical. When you see people like Shawn'a, I'm sorry, that crazy loon, and that's the category I put someone like her in. That crazy loon stomping her feet, smacking her hands together every other week because she's so disappointed at the bigots that she befriends and parties with over and over, just constantly disappointed. That crazy loon gets up on her soapbox every other week, right? Right? And spouts off all this nonsensical trans knowledge. Really? Really? But someone like her will draw the line when it comes to someone like me. Really? Isn't that interesting? I find that so absolutely comical. Because see, I'm not out there using these trans bashing language like that. I'm not out there calling people right? Who am I calling a right? I'm not calling people. You don't got to make a video for me for calling somebody a right? I'm not out there insisting like babies weren't born gay and all this nonsense to people that she will gladly watch. And don't get me wrong, this video isn't specifically about Shawn'a. It's about the people like her, right? It's about the people she runs with. The kind of people like her who condone one another. That's what I'm saying. It's these kind of people that will actively support and forgive one another over and over and over again, people. No matter the behavior, no matter the offense. Constantly. Right? And then when somebody like me comes into play and calls out their obvious nonsense, you know what they're going to do? Each and every one of them. Instead of acknowledging their own nonsense, their obvious bullshit, right? For example, when I throw in their face something so comically obvious that you'll draw the line for someone like me, who is just so egregious on every level, but you'll toe the line for this group of banshees every time. That is so obviously comical, right? On their part. Instead of acknowledging that to be true and factual, what they will do is they will start throwing the what about thems. Because that's what they'll do. They'll take nothing to heart. They'll not be like, you know what, Mallory? Goddamn girl, you're right. You are so right. I can't argue that. Because the truth is, Mallory, you've never done anything as crude, rude, and ongoing and as repetitious as these bunch of banshees over here. Oh, we may not like your sass, Mallory. We may not like it. Because we can't really compete with it. We don't really get it. But at the end of the day, you're not them. You're not a Vinny G, for God's sake. You're not a goddamn Vinny G. You're not a Steph. Right? I'm certainly not a goddamn Steph. Right? But by all means, let's just forgive Steph. Let's not cut Steph off. Right? Let us not cut Steph off because we're better off for it, and let's just leave her alone and move on with our lives. No. let's rub Steph's head. Let's just rub her head and forgive her once again. On top, let's pretend this isn't even the cherry on the top. Let's not pretend that it was just last weekish that she just doxed someone's baby, right? Let's just forget all that nonsense, because that didn't happen. So let's just not pretend that she's not an organic troublemaker and a piece of shit in general, right? Let's just pretend that Steph is actually a decent person. Let's just pretend that she's not actually a piece of shit. She just collects shit. She's just a shit collector. She's not actually a piece of shit itself. Let's go with that. Right? Sometimes people are just a piece of shit. Period. They're just shit. I think this is that case. She's just that kind of piece of shit. Right? And sometimes the kind of people that support that kind of shit are also just that kind of pieces of shit. Because when you can sit there, right, and refuse to call out the stench in the room, which happens to be the shit you just stepped in, right? Instead of just saying, listen, I've got shit on my shoe, and I believe the shit pile is standing in front of me, instead of just acknowledging that, you're going to sit there and start trying to call out and look at everybody else's shoes. Hey, I think you got shit on your shoe. What about let me see your shoe over there, right? Hey, bitch, let me see your shoe. You stepped in shit one time. What about you? I know you stepped in shit before. You see what I'm saying? This is what people do. Instead of just looking down at their own goddamn feet today, because they're the only ones with shit on their shoe today, and rinsing off their own goddamn shoe, taking a shovel to the pile of shit standing right in front of them, scooping it up and throwing it to the side, and walking on with their life. That's what you got to do with that pile of shit, right? You don't sit there and have a conversation with the pile of shit. You just don't do it. You shouldn't do it. But this is what these people do. This is what Shawn'a will do. Shawn'a loves to sit there time and time again and have a conversation with the pile of shit. Every time, because these are her people. These are her bigoted piles of shit. Right? Mandolin was the last pile of shit, wasn't she? Right? Mandolin's been a pile of shit plenty of time when it comes to making bigoted statements. Right? How about that? Mandolin wasn't the only one. Right? But people will sit there and have a conversation. Stop your feet. Snap your fingers. I'm upset today. I'm upset. Let's not let this happen again. Let's not let it happen again. Right? 2 weeks later, it happens again. I'm making another video. Y'all. Where's my soapbox? Hear me roar. Hear me roar. Here I am again. I'm not even angry this time. I'm just so beyond. I'm not even angry. I'm just not even angry. I'm just so disappointed. Y'all, my bigoted friends, I'm just so disappointed. Don't even know what to do with you all now. Right? I know. Any normal sane person would get the hell off the boat. Right? Any normal sane person would get the hell off the boat of bigotry. Right? See, I don't float on the boat of bigotry. You ain't gonna catch me over there on the furry farm. There's a reason. Right? I'm not over there. It's not my party. I don't need a social interaction that bad. I'm gonna stay over here. Right? With even if it's less people, right? Not saying I have less people, but even if I do have less people, if I do, I'm good with that, right? My party could be smaller. If I have less people, if I got less people in my party, guess what? We're going to have the best party, right? That's fine with me. It's always been fine with me. Whether I have 20 people at my party or 300 people at the door, right? Because here's what's not going to happen. I'm not going to have to make a video every 3 weeks stomping my feet talking about I'm disappointed by the bigots in my party. Right? I don't have to make that kind of video. Sorry about your luck. We all make our choices. We all make our choices. Right? So here's my thought after all. Now, beyond all that, let's get into acceptance, right? Let's get into acceptance, people. How many of you all accept this behavior because, well, you just want a place to hang out? And, well, you're not transgender. Maybe when it comes to, maybe you don't have someone in your, you don't have anyone on the spectrum, you don't have anyone mentally challenged in your household. See, I do. So when somebody uses the word retard, right, when they're calling people just retard, that's a problem for me, right? I'm not cool with that, right? How about a friend of, I have plenty of friends, and how about you all, right? You all don't have friends that have biracial children or in a biracial relationship, right? How about this? We don't have people out there that are any other race than Caucasian? Put biracial aside, right? Are all of you Caucasian out there? All of you happen to be white folks? So when you hear somebody like Tumbleweed or anybody for that matter shout out white power, you're cool with that? You're just going to sit there and shut your mouths because your social calendar on YouTube is more important? That side chat is just more important for you to be in that moment, to go with the flow, than to sit there and call a bitch out or to exit or to cancel your view, right? Because on YouTube, that's really all you can do. That's the only real way you can punish anybody, is to take your view away. That's all you got. That is all you've got on YouTube, is to take your view away. You can scream, you can yell, you can do all you want, right? But you got to back it up with an action. And the only action you can take is to remove your view, right? So you say something, you tell them why, and then you leave the chat. And you leave. You don't leave and then come back and peek and just be quiet. You literally have to have the strength to walk away from the chat. You can't just lurk. The view has got to go. You got to take your view away, people. You can't be that damn weak. You just can't. And you've got to be willing to say something for somebody. Period. It's 2021. If you continue to watch somebody like Tumbleweed and do this nonsense, you do condone that behavior. You can't sit there and say, oh, I hate that. It's not right. This is disgusting. And God forbid, you can't come to me in my side chat or message me, and you can't say, Mallory, hold on. Nothing worse than being in a rant and somebody comes and delivers something, which might be the case. You can't come to me and say, Mallory, this just isn't right. You know, I don't know what to do, what to say. I'm so sorry this is happening to you. You can't do that in my comment section and still have had just sat there and watched this go down and did and said absolutely nothing. You can't do that. No offense, but I mean, how does that work? How does the math work on that one? Take a break, take a pause, and see what's going on here. This is your time to get a drink, my time to get a sip. I just gotta see if this is for me or not. Ooh, I'm on a roll. Alright, I'm coming to the chat, y'all. This is your time. Y'all glad you signed up for this chat, aren't you? Y'all glad you signed up for this chat, aren't you? Because what I'm saying needs to be said. Whether people want to hear it or not, it needs to be said. Because it hasn't been said. And if people's feelings are hurt, good. They need to be heard. Midwestern Mary, how are you, Leva? Good to see you. She is automatically an enemy, Miss MFW says. I do want to thank, I should give a special extra thank you for MFW, because the truth is, she, she does have a very sizable platform, and for her to come down to mine and spend some time up in here, I really appreciate that. I really do. Let's just face it. A lot of your larger platforms don't spend a lot of time in your smaller platforms. So thank you, MFW. That's very nice of you. Okay. Pink Lagoon. Hello, Leva. Good to see you. Well, you know what I mean, MFW. A lot of them don't do it. So thank you. MB Rias, hello, Leva. I do hope you're feeling better. Make some noise for MB Rias. She recently was hospitalized and had some procedures. Okay. Okay, so it turns out that that package wasn't for me, so I can continue my rant, which is good. So as I was saying, people, you really do got to do your part. If you genuinely care about people, if you genuinely, it is 2021. It's so much bigger than YouTube. It's bigger than these people you know on YouTube. It's larger than, so much larger than anyone you know on YouTube, including myself, right? Anyone. It sets a tone countrywide, worldwide, right? It's what you will accept and what you won't, right? No one expects angelic behavior down here. But you cannot sit there and have people like Tumbleweed, you know, these prima donnas coming down here who don't know their ass from a shithole in the ground, right? They don't know their ass from a shithole in the ground, right? They're not even good enough to make a pimple on an adult's ass yet, right? None of that stuff. Blowing through here, making this kind of commentary, speaking this hate, this absolute hate speech, right? You can't allow that. You can't allow them doxing people over and over again, this bad behavior. Here's the thing. Don't let them on your panels. She's got a panel, right? Let her operate from her own panel. The worst thing you can do at this point is let her hopping up on your panel. This is how you control somebody like this. You said, no offense, girl, but you are so wrong. I can't have you on my panel. You are a ticking time bomb. You're a mess. You've got to prove yourself again. Go work from your own panel. Go do you, boo. Go do you. I can't have this. No offense. I can like you from afar. We can talk behind the scenes, but I can't have you contaminating my channel. And this is even the weirdest ass kicker, right? That people don't even care enough about their own channels on YouTube. Like, they don't even care about the growth of their own channel. They don't care about getting it flagged, getting it taken down. They just gladly let this loser up there, right? You know, she pops up like the damn COVID all over the place. Up, COVID's here. Got the COVID. Ain't nobody wearing a mask. I'm sorry, when this bitch, I'd be wearing a damn mask. You let this bitch anywhere near me, I'm wearing a mask. Because you're going to catch something from this one. You're going to get a flag. You're going to get something from this bitch. Your channel's coming down. Something's going to happen. Something's happening when this bitch comes around. That's just the way it is. But they keep letting her up. Nothing but trouble. Nothing but trouble. The whole way. Time and time and time again. And she's not alone. Don't get me wrong. She's not the only source of trouble. The whole goddamn furry farm has a reputation of trouble. But this one in particular, right? She seems to make it her business. From the minute she rolls out of bed at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, right? To the moment she climbs back in her coffin at sunrise. What you gonna do? But again, these are the people just fight to hang out with. These are the people toe the line for. Just keep toeing that line, honey. Toeing the line, because these are the people worth fighting for. These are the people you want to be in the chat for. These are your friends, girl. These kind of people are your friends. Hell yeah, these are my girls. Don't be seen with that Mallory Williams, though. That's the real trouble. Mallory Williams, she's the real trouble because she calls people furries. That Mallory Williams unforgivable now. She calls people furries. Right? She calls that sweet little Diane Pigeon. Poor Diane. She should never have to suffer that Diane Pigeon. Mallory's just unforgivable. How dare that Mallory Williams brand somebody Diane Pigeon. You know what I mean? Toe the line for the furries. I see what that Mallory's doing, and I just can't get on board with her. Oh, hell no. Diane Pigeon. Who the hell does she think she is? I'm not happy with her at all. I'm not happy with that Mallory Williams. I see what she's doing to people. You see what I'm saying, people? You see? Comical. Absolute comedy. Yeah. Some of these people don't want to get on board with me because they simply can't hang. That's just the truth. You know what I mean? I'll give you an example. I'll put it to you this way. Smart people, they like to surround themselves with dummies so they can always be the smartest people in the room, right? Not so smart people like to do that, right? Because it always makes yourself sound way smarter than you really are. So there's that aspect, right? So that's kind of why, I'll tell you what, you wonder why a lot of people don't want to hang out with me. That's one reason. Hang out with the biggest and the dummies. That way, you're always going to be the brightest bulb in the room. There's that, right? Another way to look at it is that girl always going to take her ugly friends with her to the club, right? You know the girl. Always going to take her unfortunate looking friends with her to the club. Every time. That kind of girl. So there's that aspect too. These are the same kind of people that ain't gonna toe the line for Mallory Williams. These are the same kind of friends that are going to make excuses every time to ride with the others, right? They're gonna toe the line for the bigots every goddamn time, right? They're gonna toe the line every goddamn time and come up with every excuse in the world, every excuse, as to why Mallory Williams is just so out of line and is just so unforgivable, right? And it's just crossed the line to the point of no return, right? Give me a break. Give me a break. Be like Nell Carter and give me a goddamn break.